So here we are. We had big plans for today. Good news is we got all of that done. So that's really, really good. We didn't get that side done, and that's purely because it was a lot harder than I expected. So tomorrow we're going to give some of the woodwork a break as such. I'm going to concentrate on this side here. This is all been gritted, sanded with 40 grit. So tomorrow we're going to do a quick 80 grit over it, then a 120 grit, then a 150, then a 180. Just keep it over it. Then we're going to brush it all down, give it a wipe, let it dry, and put the undercoat on. Been looking at videos online, and once that's dried, we're going to do one coat of the green on the wood, then sand it 240, and then do a second coat of the green. Once we do that, we would then do the walls at the same time, because Louisa's volunteered to paint some of this tomorrow. This section here is going to have the frames get put in to go all the way up, so there's a bit of maths going to go on there because I've got to work out the size. So that's what I'm doing, and yeah, we want the frames stuck on the wall before we then paint the rest green. The only thing I would say is tomorrow when I make the frames, I'm going to sand them out in the garden before I actually stick them up, because I just, that's how they are. Talking about that though, the frames, wrong button. The frames are going to be made from this wood. So remember, I reclaimed all of this wood. Otherwise, it is hundreds of pounds worth of wood. So this is what I want to use for the frame. So it's come into focus there. Obviously this is going to come off and I can put the wood filler in it. But I liked, as a frame, for a frame, I think this works well. Going to put the green over the top of it, but just the frames. I'm then going to do that thing where you get gold and you sort of like dry it on a bit of paper first, and then you do it like a dry brush so it highlights these sections here and stuff like that. So having said that, you'll see that I've got a bit of a problem. So this is where this is where people that know more than me comes in. This was the framing of a board, or a pin board it was, so you can see how it's proper frame. Now I was just going to cut this. I've got a 45-degree tool. I was going to cut this into the shape 45-degree, put it all together, glue it together, the whole shebang, and that would be my frame. Now that of course would mean that this bit here would be raised, or this bit here would be raised off the wall, and this would be a gap all the way around the frame. Now I've not done that before and don't know if it looks good. All right, remembering that I'm painting on the wall the picture inside. So obviously it would be really advantageous to get this bit of wood here taken off, and then it would just be flat all the way down and I could just cut this. However, I got no tool. I have no idea how to do that. I could use a saw, but there's no way I could use a saw all the way to the end there. I think this is probably 2.5 meters long. So yeah, so what tool do I use to take this off? Or do I glue this section onto the wall, and then when I do my painting, set it back a little bit so when you look at an angle you still see the painting? So yeah, thoughts on a postcard, any advice there? Yeah, if you know how I could take that off. Obviously I would then have to take it off of all of them before I made the frames. But anyway, thanks for your advice and help so far.